Okay, so to discuss about the human resource issues, interviews and employment applications, actually this topic is very interesting because we are now hearing some issues, no, and common issues in the human resource department, specifically when it comes to hiring, when it comes to interview, when it comes in getting the best employees, no, or an employee fitted with the positions and so on. Okay, for us to discuss this topic, let us all welcome Sir Froilan. Sige sir, take it away.
So, good afternoon po ulit sa lahat. My topic is about HR issues, interview, and employment application. So, human resource management is adopted by many companies because of its benefits, but at the same time, various challenges and issues may emerge in front of managers of human resource department while performing their duties. And any capable HR manager would work on these issues and challenges to prevent the organizational activities from being obstructed. So, but but they must first identify these issues. So, una is the recruiting new staff. Companies sometimes need to recruit new talent for various reasons, such as an increase in project scope, operations, and while recruiting HRM faces major challenges. For example, is selecting the best candidate and making them hired candidate familiar with the environment and culture. So dito po kailangan nilang isa sa mga issue is yung pag-select ng candidate. Hindi lang siya dapat technically expert, but also he can socialize para dahil makakaapekto din kung hindi marunong makipag-socialize yung candidate, is makakaapekto din sa productivity ng company. So next is the retention. Retention of employees is essential to minimize employee turnover rate. So isa sa example is the contingent workforce. Ito yung includes yung part-time, temporary contract, and work-at-home employees. So magiging challenge ito sa part ng HRM kasi kung paano nila i-handle yung temporary employee, and kung paano ma ma ma, ma relate or may i-connect sa company. And then we have also the demand of expert employees. These are the personnel with greater professional and technical knowledge are highly demand in the job market, such as employees have the ability to keep their company ahead in the race. So for example nga po dito sa BFAR is nag-hire ng mga consultant because they have yun nga po, yung technical knowledge. And so isa rin to sa mga issues na kung paano nila i-retain or i-absorb ang ganitong employee. So next is training. Skilled workers are the key to smooth functioning of the organization. Therefore, HRM should manage on-site within the workplace as well as off-site or outside the workplace job training for employees. So isa rin sa mga issues kung paano sila magbibigay ng training programs, or what are the objective of the trainings, sino-sino yung mga target, and and how much do the program cost the company. So next is the productivity. Maximizing profit and minimizing cost is the essence of productivity. So higher the productivity level, more successful will be the company. So HRM should always focus on maintaining the high high productivity level. So next is the health and safety. Keeping health information about employees help the company in knowing what kind of tasks or activities are safe for their employees to participate in. For example po, ngayon na may pandemic, so isa sa mga challenge ng HR is dapat malaman nila kung sino yung may mga comorbidities or may mga health issues para magkaroon sila ng arrangement like yung naka-work from home para ma-minimize yung risk ng paghahawa sa COVID. So next is the workforce diversity. Heterogeneous composition of employees of an organization in terms of age, gender, language, ethnic origin, education, marital status, and etc. So we dito po sa workforce diversity with more diverse diversification of workforce is kung magkakaroon ng issue kasi nga iba-iba yung age nila, gender or culture is maaaring magkaroon ng harassment, discrimination, gaya po niyan. And next is the payroll. Payroll is a written document which provides information about the company's employees along with the amount of remuneration to be paid. So dito naman sa payroll is ang issue is kung paano nila magbibigay ng mataas na sahod compare sa ibang company. So isa rin to sa mga issues na dapat itutukan ng HR management. And then the globalization, process by which a business firms or organization starts operating on a international scale, creating international influence. So a human resource manager will need to deal with more heterogeneous functions such as scheduling of meetings, holiday management, and human resource outsourcing para ma-overcome yung challenges. And then the discipline. Discipline is one of the important issues that HRM needs to handle. Lack of discipline will causes various problems which ultimately affect the productivity. So ibig sabihin pag walang discipline yung na hire na employee is magkakaroon ng issue and hindi nila magagampanan ang duties and responsibilities. And next is the advancement in technology. Technological changes must be taken into consideration by any kind of company. It's because the present world demands every firm to move along with the change or else left behind and get extinct. So isa rin tong issues kasi yung kailangan mo pa ring mag-hire ng employee na alam yung kayang mag-adapt sa bagong technology. And then we have the management information. So managing any kind of information is also a challenge to HRM because it should know which information are actually useful and which are not. Then after distinguishing this information, it should select such method of storing information which is safe as well as reliable. So paano how to overcome the challenges and issues. So first is find the right talent within budget and on time. So pwedeng pwedeng gamitin yung ngayon yung mga website or through online social medias para makapag-attract ng mga uh, qualified applicants or talented, and then get employees engaged with your benefits. So kapag mas maraming benefits is syempre mas mai-inspire or magkakaroon ng mas mataas na productivity, and then create a diverse inclusive workforce. So isa rin sa advantages ng diverse workforce is mas iba-iba yung perception and information and suggestion kung paano mag-improve yung company, and then deal with the difficult employees. So to deal with difficult employees, so kailangan natin silang i-challenge them or i-kausapin ng mabuti kung ano ba yung problema ng isang bakit siya hindi nag being productive, bakit siya not being productive. So kailangan natin din i-consider yung attitude ng employee. So next is to develop employees into leaders. So dito naman is pwede tayong pwedeng mong i-train yung employees kung paano mag-handle ng situation, and mga seminars para mas maging aware siya on how to being a leaders, and then navigate laws and regulation. Complying with this regulation also is a challenge, especially for sa mga small size companies, and while big companies can afford large HR legal teams, and as a challenging it can be keep up with the new rules, and just take some planning, and then we have to also to retain employees kasi hindi lahat finding quality employee is also a challenge. So kapag quality yung employee nahanap natin is pwedeng i-retain. So next is, what is an employment application? It is also referred to as a job application. It is the official document that an employer will ask applicant or job seeker to fill out during the employment process. An employment application can filled out online or off in paper format. It also provides standard evaluation format, enabling a company to ask uniform questions to each prospective employees. And job seekers who apply for open position are evaluated based on their answer latent in the employment application along with their resume. So what is on an employment application? So ang napapaloob dito is the legally document, which requires the candidate to list their educational background, qualification, references, and employment history. So the purpose of uh, employment application, unemployment application enables the employer to collect and evaluate a potential employee personal information. And then it also provides names and contact information for the candidate previous employers. And all employment application will end with the applicant consent to provide a signature certifying that all information listed on the document is true, and granting the employer broad permission to cross reference or evaluate the candidate suitability for work. And next is ano ba? An interview is a procedure designed to obtain information from a person through oral response to oral inquiries. And according to Gary Dessler, he defined interview is a selection procedure designed to predict future job performance based on applicants' oral responses to oral inquiries. So, ang purpose ng interview, it serves as the primary means to collect additional information on applicant. It also serves as the basis for assessing an applicant's job-related knowledge, skills, and abilities. And it is designed to decide if an individual should be interviewed, further hired, or eliminated from consideration. So we have the several types of interview. We had first the unstructured or non-directive interview. Uh, this is generally no set format to follow so that the interview can take various directions. So wala siyang sinusunod na format, and then uh, pwede siyang mag-follow up to ask any questions regarding uh, regarding sa sa trabaho. Then we have also the structured or directive interview. An interview following set sequence of questions. So kabaliktaran ng unstructured. So ito mas siya, may pinapalo siyang set of uh, questions, and an interview consisting as a series of job related question asked consistently of each applicant for a particular job. And then we have a situational interview, a series of job-related questions that focus on how the candidate would behave in a given situation. So candidates are interviewed about what action they would take in a various job-related situation. And then situational interviews as interviewee to describe how they would react hypothetically situation today or like tomorrow. And then we have the behavioral interview, a series of interview related questions that focus on how they reacted to actual situation in the past. So in behavioral interview, you ask applicant to describe how they reacted, and the candidates are asked what action they have taken in prior job situations similar to situation that may encounter on the job. And next is we have the stress interview, an interview in which interviewer seeks to make the applicant uncomfortable with occasionally rude question that sup- supposedly to spot sensitive applicants and those with low or high stress tolerance. So stress interviews may help unearth a hypersensitive applicants who might overreact to mild criticism with anger and abuse. And then we have a panel interview, or board interview, an interview in which group of interviewers question the applicant. So next is we have one-on-one interview. An interview meets one candidate. Ito yung kadalasang employment interview or the one-on-one interview. And then we have the mass interview or group interview. A panel interviews several candidates and simultaneously. And we have also the phone interview or a panel interviews candidates through a call, unlike ngayon na may walang mga face to face, so kadalasan is through online or phone interview. And we have the factors affecting the interviews. First is the first impression, the tendency for interviewers to jump to conclusion. They make a snap judgment about the candidates during the first few minutes of the interview. So isa rin siya sa nakaka-affect during interview. And we have also the misunderstanding the job, not knowing precisely what the job entails and what sort of candidate is best suited, causes interviewers to make decision based on incorrect stereotypes of what good applicant is. And then we have the non-verbal behavior and impression management. So interviewees inferences of the interviewee personality from the way he or she acts in the interview have a large also impact on the interviewing's rating of the interviewee. And then we have the effect of personal characteristics like attractiveness, gender, race. So interviewers tend to have a less favorable view of candidates who are physically attractive or they have a pleasing personality. And then we have interviewer behaviors affecting interview outcomes. So inadvertently telegraphing expected answer, talking so much that applicants have no time to answer. So hindi lang dapat yung interviewee yung panay magsasalita. So kailangan din na pakinggan yung interviewee. And how to conduct an effective interview. So first is base question on actual job duties, and second is use job knowledge, situational or behaviorally oriented question, and objective criteria to evaluate the interviewer responses. And also we have the trained interviewers. So kailangan yung mga expert or trained interviewers ang mag-conduct, and then use the same question with all candidates. So
Okay, so thank you very much for your presentation. Of course, as what our presenter discuss about the different HR issues and so even actually as I mentioned earlier, the most common concern is on how we'll be able to get a correct people or a fit people for a position. No? That's why a human resource management, specifically the position as a human resource manager, is very yung tawag dito, controversial, sabi nga nila. I hope that in government agency, no, since we have the civil service, no, prior dun sa pag-hire sa kanya, na talagang lahat ng hina-hire natin ay talagang para dun o fit dun sa position. Ano po? So I think that's it for the discussion of sir.